Every day on this channel, we go through everything that the president said on his personal account, as well as on the official President of the United States account, without a political bias or narrative. I'm your host, Isaac, and let's get right into it. So today, Donald Trump made a huge announcement regarding Iran. He said, effective immediately, any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran will pay a tariff of 25% on any and all business being done with the United States of America. This order is final and conclusive. Thank you for your attention to this matter. For a little background, as of January 12, 2026, Iran is experiencing widespread anti-government protests that have continued for several weeks, representing one of the most significant challenges to the Islamic Republic's leadership since the 1979 revolution. Now, recently authorities have responded with a forceful crackdown imposing a nationwide internet and communications blackout since early January to limit organization and external reporting. Human rights groups estimate the death toll at between 500 and 648 or higher, with thousands arrested. So because of all this, Trump will be putting a 25% tariff on anyone doing business with the Islamic Republic. According to Grok, Iran maintains trade relations with a substantial number of countries, reportedly over 140 as of recent reports. These include China, Turkey, India, Pakistan, Iraq, UAE, as well as Armenia, Syria, and Venezuela. These tariffs are likely to cut off Iran from their money in order to make the likelihood of regime change higher. And speaking of tariffs, the White House reposted this from Trump that said, the actual numbers that we would have to pay back if, for any reason, the Supreme Court were to rule against the United States of America on tariffs will be hundreds of billions of dollars. And that doesn't include the amount of payback that countries and companies will require for the investments they're making on building plants, factories, and equipment for the purpose of being able to avoid the payment of tariffs. He says, when these investments are added, we're talking about trillions of dollars. It will be a complete mess and almost impossible for a country to pay. Anybody who says that it can be done quickly and easily will be making a false, inaccurate, or totally misunderstood answer to this very large and complex question. It may not be possible, but if it were, it would be dollars that would be so large it would take many years to figure out what number we are talking about and even who, when, and where to pay. Remember, when America shines brightly, the world shines brightly. In other words, if the Supreme Court rules against the United States of America on this national security bonanza, we're screwed. And Trump reminds us about no tax on tips, saying more money in your pocket, just a reminder. And he says that America's energy dominance era is here, saying that 30 states feature average gas prices under $2.75, 17 states feature average gas prices under $2.50, and 19 states feature gas prices under $2 at certain stations. And he says, under sleepy Joe Biden and the radical left Democrats, the average American household monthly utility bills went up massively over 30%. He says, I never want Americans to pay higher electricity bills because of data centers. Therefore, my administration is working with major American technology companies to secure their commitment to the American people. And we will have much to announce in the coming weeks. First up is Microsoft, who my team has been working with, and which will make major changes beginning this week to ensure that Americans don't pick up the tab for their power consumption in the form of paying higher utility bills. He says, we are the hottest country in the world and #1 in AI. Data centers are key to that boom and keeping Americans free and secure. But the big technology companies who build them must pay their own way. Thank you and congratulations to Microsoft. More to come soon. So that sounds exciting. And now 43 U.S. states feature average gas prices under $3 a gallon. You can see these right here, excluding Oregon, Washington, California, Nevada, Alaska, California, and Pennsylvania. And the FBI has just launched a new probe into New York AG Letitia James involving campaign payments to a longtime hairdresser. Report. Here's a picture of that. And Trump calls corrupt FBI agents total scum, saying in their own way they're no better than the insurrectionists in Portland, Minnesota, Los Angeles, and he says cash better get them out now. He also talks a little bit more about technology, saying congratulations to Dina Powell McCormick, who has just been named the new president of Meta, a great choice by Mark Z. She is a fantastic and very talented person who served the Trump administration with strength and distinction. And he calls out Zoran Mamdani's congestion pricing, saying congestion pricing in Manhattan is a disaster for New York. It's got to be ended immediately. It's never worked before, and it'll never work now. I love New York and hate to see it being destroyed so rapidly with such obviously foolish policy. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And finally, Donald Trump says that I'm the one who saved NATO. And what he's referring to here is getting NATO to increase their budget spending from 2.5% of GDP to now 5% of GDP. And he shares this picture spoofing Wikipedia. It's a picture of Donald Trump, you can see right there, with the caption, "Acting President of Venezuela." Okay, and so that was everything that Donald Trump posted about today. We got to hear how he's cracking down on other countries who are supporting Iran in order to isolate Iran so that the regime falls. He teased big announcements from Microsoft about AI data centers and how they're going to be sustainable and not affect energy prices, as well as talking about low gas prices nationwide. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I've been extremely sick the last couple of days, and I'm just getting over it, so thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.